You're listening to episode 69 of the Curios Cast. It's a Valentine's Day special. We've got some weird news stories today, all about love, romance, sperm, and ashtray wives. Hope you enjoy episode 69 of the Curios Cast. What a great number.
69, dude. What is that from? I was thinking that all day. 69, dude. Is it? I was just
no
like,
idea.
Is it just like? Is it Bill and Ted or is it Jay and Silent Bob? It's probably Jay and Silent Bob, isn't it?
I've only seen Bill and Ted. I haven't seen the other.
Ah, so it's probably Jay and Silent Bob then.
Yeah.
Bill and Ted's a little more PG, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I
Yeah,
haven't
I
seen the
guess
other
so.
one, so I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Jay and Silent Bob is not PG. Yeah.
But it's Valentine's Day.
It
Happy
is.
Valentine's, everybody listening. Or hope you've had a lovely Valentine's. Man, episode 69 on Valentine's Day. We said it last
Unbelievable.
episode.
I mean-
What are the chances?
Wow.
I think that this a coincidence of this nature proves that aliens and Bigfoot are real. You know, because if something like this can happen, come on.
Or the Curios Cast just has a solid member of the team that looks ahead at the schedule and figures these things out.
Wow. A great leader.
Lawford's not here anymore.
There was a few fans that did ask why we missed an episode, and it was the first Monday of the new year, and I just said to him, "Oh, we took a break for Christmas. We left an episode, and people, you fucking fell for it, you idiots! You idiots!
I love it.
You didn't even notice." Yeah.
And like we said the other day, all those times when we had like 3-4 months in between episodes in the early days, it was all leading up to this
all for
perfect
this, yeah.
moment now, yeah.
Everything.
It was
You
all
probably
planned.
could have had episode 69 2 Valentine's Days ago if you'd been doing weekly episodes when you first started.
No, this was a great
that's
plan.
too easy.
Yeah.
True. So we've got some weird news stories that are based around love, romance,
Yeah.
partnership.
Romance, yes.
Yes.
And I've also brought two things that the ladies love, and that is a pint of John Smith's
Oh, yeah.
and a pickled onion in an espresso cup. I'm going to enjoy my pickled onion at some point throughout this podcast.
That's great.
Tom, you've still not had a pickled onion yet? Have you tried a pickled onion?
Yeah,
Or is it,
not a big one, but
pickled
still.
eggs you haven't had.
I haven't had a pickled egg, no.
She's a medium, I'd say.
That is a good medium, yeah.
Mm.
Quite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only had some silver skins as well. I haven't had the big ones you guys go on about.
They're quite.
Yeah,
They're
well-
much more hardcore. I do kind of prefer the silver skin ones. Which are they actually shallots? I think they're actually shallots.
Oof. This is
The
out
shots
of my
like well,
wheelhouse.
aren't
Not necessarily. You do get small round shallots as well. Only echelon shallots are the long ones.
they? Oh, well, I don't know. I guess you just need to accept that they're called
What, is it echelon or escalate?
silver
I might have
skins
to say-
and just say, well, that's shallot, mate. You know, that's
Yeah,
shallot. That's what you're
fuck
gonna
off.
I say that every time I buy
get.
them.
That's three.
Cute.
That's three things. Three things for the ladies: pint of John Smith's, bad jokes, and a pickled onion in a pot.
All right, let's get cracking on with the weird news. Who wants to go
Yes.
first?
I'll go first. I don't mind going first because I'm really worried that one of you has got my thing. So,
Okay. I don't think I've got your thing.
all right. See, mine's actually a hot topic. Well, it was a couple of, things like we said about this before. One thing happens, and then for about a week, maybe people are talking about it on the internet,
Yeah.
and then it goes. But this was one of those things. So you,
And then by the time we record it and the couple of weeks go by
it's
after
fucking
editing it,
ancient
and then it
history,
goes
yeah,
live,
it's
it's
ancient history.
ancient history.
But hopefully that means it's ancient history enough that the people that didn't notice it, this will be brand new information
Yeah.
for them.
And everyone else will be like, yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, ancient, yeah. So yeah, you probably saw it. It's just fucking funny. I had it stashed up for a couple of weeks ago, and then we didn't end up doing a weird news. I thought it was perfect for this. So this is the title: Instagram model allegedly threatening to sue Drake after he put hot sauce in used condom.
I had this saved, and I did actually have this saved potentially for this episode or for a weird news. Yeah.
Oh, it's a great story. It just seems like there was quite a few things about it, wasn't it though? But really, it all seems to just stem from an Instagram post. So I don't know how fucking real it is, but so the article goes, that so it's basically all focused around this one Instagram post that someone's put up. So this is it from the Instagram account. Too much hot tea. It's an interesting name for an Instagram account. It sounds British, doesn't it? But I didn't really look at the account anyway. Allegedly, Drake and the IG model. Sorry, it does say allegedly twice. Allegedly, Drake and the IG model allegedly met up on Instagram. That already makes no sense. Met up on Instagram.
Met up on Instagram. Yeah,
met on Instagram, and the two decided to link up a few weeks later. The model and Drake had a romantic encounter, and what happened next was crazy. After the party, they went back to his hotel. They smoked weed for a bit, and he asked if she wanted to have sex. She said he was very intent on ensuring things were consensual. Okay, I mean it's an odd,
as you should be.
An odd detail, but I guess like the point is like
we're pro consent on this podcast,
and like Drake has to be especially cautious about these things, I suppose. Wants to make sure
being a man
allegedly,
in the spotlight,
allegedly, yeah. They started. I love the way this goes. They started with a bit of foreplay. He rubbed and sucked her titties for a bit.
Oh,
I like the way it's been fairly like professional. With, the word has been good. And it just goes, Nenny sucked her titties for a bit.
He allegedly,
it's got rid of the allegedlys now. Yeah. He then went to the bathroom and came out with a condom on, which is an interesting move. Have you I mean, I suppose it's going, but then to leave and then come out with it like.
Yeah, does he not have? Yeah, like either if it's in a different room.
Okay, maybe, yeah.
Maybe, yeah, but if he didn't have any in the bedroom,
he's
right?
Got a walk-in condom cupboard.
Well, it was in the hotel, so maybe he brings one with him. But yeah, it's a hotel, but that explains even less why he's put it in the bathroom.
Yeah, and also, why would you go into the bathroom and then put it on and surely you would want to get back to bed as soon as possible, right? So you would go grab it, come back into bed, and then put it on.
Yeah,
maybe he was psyching himself up in the mirror.
It was always the shittest part, isn't it?
It's just the way the other half live. You never know, do you?
But it's always a super awkward thing to do. Maybe if you're like a cool fucking rapper, it's even more awkward. So you don't want to do that bit where you're like fucking about with it. And
trying to rip it open. But your fingers are all slippery from all the cunt juice, and then you can't open it. You got to use your teeth.
Valentine's Day.
Where was your swear button for that little phrase?
Special occasion. We forego these things.
This is the best bit. She said he's about 7 inches thick and cut.
7 thick.
7
inches and thick.
That was an important use of punctuation there. I didn't pay attention to it. The punctuation is in the article. I got to give him in the article, in the Instagram post. He's about 7 inches thick and cut. When she says cut now, is she referring to his pubic hair or is in his ripped?
I think cut. His foreskin.
Oh, you think? Oh, okay, I didn't even go there. That's very American. But it's surely in America they don't even mention that. It's just it'd be the opposite. They'd mention if it wasn't.
But he's Canadian.
That's racist, Rob.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going off of the South Park movie, which is called Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
What's the?
I never got that. I've only just.
What's the? What are you saying? What's the standard foreskin procedure in Canada?
Yeah.
No, what's the circumcision rate? I didn't know that in America it was drastically higher.
Oh yeah, it's majority in America.
Yeah, majority in America. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just at birth, they're off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why. Oops.
Yeah, I think there's a movement to sort of get away from that. I think people are realizing that unless you need that for any kind of unless you need it off for a medical purpose or something, why are we chopping off bits of people's bodies when they're born? But yeah, apparently Drake is cut. Good to know.
But I take it to mean ripped or trimmed. No, they'd say trimmed.
No, because you can tell that without
on the package.
Yeah, you can tell that without having to look at his dick, right?
I suppose. Yeah. No, but he's coming. I suppose he was already naked.
That isn't news because I'm sure there's
already know he's jacked.
Drake with his top off.
Yeah, I suppose. They fucked for about 20 minutes.
Pictures of Drake coming out of the toilet with a hard on with a condom on.
Yeah, or just his dick is ripped.
Maybe he's got absolutely jacked. Yeah. He does lots of cock push-ups. But this is a great bit of information as well. They fucked for about 20 minutes. He mostly hit it from the back. And
Nice, my man.
and eventually came inside the condom. Immediately after, he went back into the bathroom to dispose of it. Right, now this is where it gets interesting. Okay, so it's all fairly standard until now. They smoked a bit of weed. He's gained consent. At the sucking of the titties. 7 inches thick.
Do you reckon it was like a
hit
tick
it from behind?
He had like different boxes.
They do that on South Park as well, don't they? They do that on South Park.
Like,
consent forms, yeah.
I love it.
Hit it from the back. That makes me think of that. Who's that rapper girl? Is it
that one?
Cardi B.
No, I don't know if it's Cardi B. I think she's English, and it's a song that Gina has on, but it's actually, it fucking smacks.
English.
It's like, and I had it. She came in looking like a snack.
Stepped in looking like a snack.
Man, them ready to attack.
Man, them ready to attack.
And it's great. It's like, hit it from the back, you want to hit it from the back. Man, then looking at the man, that ass fat.
Position wanna hit it from the back. Pretty long legs, and that ass fat.
It's sick. It bops, as the youth
Maybe we
say.
can have a full rendition to play us out of today's episode, Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
Rob's
never know.
cover.
Here we go. Immediately after he went to the bathroom, disposed of it. Now, this is where it gets a bit left field. Okay, she fished the condom out of the trash, untied it. I like the ways no allegedly's here as well. Anyway, this is where you'd really want to get alleged.
This
surely.
is confirmed.
Yeah, and put the opening into her vagina. Boy, was she in for a surprise. She said it felt like pouring hot lava into her pussy.
Oof. That's not a good feeling.
She screamed, and Drake ran into the bathroom. He admitted that he poured a packet of hot sauce in the condom to kill the sperm. Now the Instagram model is threatening to sue Drake.
Drake's smarter than we
I
realise.
don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand how she can sue him for that because
She
she's clearly
obviously
trying to
can't.
get pregnant and get loads of money from Drake, right?
Yeah, it's a mental thing to do. If that is, it's this isn't. Come on.
Yeah. So I think she would. I think she would be able to sue him and would probably be successful if he had poured the hot sauce in the cummy condom, knowing that she would try that. Yeah, because then that would be like a form of entrapment. But
why would he know that she was going to do that?
Because people want that Drake baby money.
Yeah, but then that's surely the point. That she's arguing that he did. Why did he do it if he didn't know she was
to kill
gonna do
the sperm? He done it to kill the sperm, not to deter her.
Yeah, but it is to kill the sperm. Why does he care about the sperm being killed?
Because there's lots of other ways he could have done it. He could have poured it down the toilet or something, right?
Yeah. Yeah, why didn't he do
better
that?
safe than sorry, Yeah.
I also like the fact
there's
he's got hot
crazy
sauce.
bitches out there, obviously.
He's got hot sauce in the bathroom. Not only is that where he keeps the condoms, that's where he keeps the hot sauce.
I like to think he has like a little zip toiletries bag, but it's just full of condoms and hot sauce.
Condoms and hot sauce, yeah.
Yeah, one side's condom.
I think it's a shame we don't know what hot sauce it is as well. Because that's a factor, Is it like on hot wings? Is it the number one sauce, or is it like the number fucking 10 sauce? Hot ones, sorry, yeah. Because that would be a big difference.
He's putting a sculpture down there, isn't he? Surely he's using Schofield off the Schofield charts.
Schofield. It's
Scoville.
Schofield. For all our American listeners there, is his name Paul Schofield? Philip Schofield.
Paul Schofield.
Philip Schofield is like a daytime TV presenter over here.
Yeah, nothing to do with hot sauce.
Nothing to do with hot sauce. Yeah.
Who knows? He might have a little hot sauce range on the side somewhere.
Maybe.
He should
know.
do. He should do, and he should put the rating in Schofield's. Yeah.
That's brilliant.
He's missing a trick there if he hasn't actually. Tweet him.
I'm going to email him. Yeah.
Email him. Yeah.
I never had an opinion on Philip Schofield, but he's been doing these We Buy Any Car adverts, and they're fucking annoying. You probably heard him, Rob, on LBC.
Yeah, I have
on the
heard
radio.
him,
They're well annoying. Does my
now
head
we buy any van or something.
Yeah. He goes. Sometimes when you're trying to sell your car, you might be feeling a bit stuck. And he repeats it like 5 times. It does my fucking head in. I don't know why. Radio adverts, they always just make them as annoying as possible. I know maybe it's like get your attention or something.
Yeah, well, we are talking about it now, aren't we?
But sometimes I don't even know what the advert is because it just pissed me off. So you'll be driving along and it would be like dogs barking, babies crying, cymbals crashing. There was one, I don't even know what it was for. It was something to do with like credit card or something. And like it started off with someone just playing the violin really badly. And then they like twist that into like, oh, does this give you a headache? Well, buying our credit card doesn't give you a headache or something like that. Something stupid. And it's, it pisses me off.
Sure it's not the one for... There's one for like erectile dysfunction that's like that.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, I think that's the one.
Yeah, and it starts off playing really badly, and then it goes really good. It's like, don't let your performance be put down.
That's it.
So, I mean, we weaved into this article quite nicely, yeah. You know, and the advert could also end with stock up on hot sauce, and for all them pesky baby trappers. I mean, if that is true, right? If it is real, what a mad thing to have to take into consideration. To just think that the idea that someone might do that, and then that they do that, and being vindicated
one day with people want Curios money.
But imagine the vindication you'd feel like. Amount of times
I want Curios money, let alone other people.
Well, how long has he been carrying around that fucking hot sauce?
Bandolier of hot sauce.
Doing this, yeah. And then the one day he's like, I fucking knew it.
Maybe he just had one. Maybe he just had hot sauce like lying around.
It's the first time he'd done it.
Yeah, it was his like first time, and now he knows. Right, okay, this is it's perfect
from now on. Yeah, I mean, maybe he's had this issue before and not had the hot sauce that time.
Well, I read something before. This was like years ago that this it went to court. Like it was like basically the guy was appealing that he had to pay. What's the money you have to give the woman who has your child? Like the child money.
There's a word for it. I can't remember.
They call it like alimony in America, but that's not what it's called here.
We just call it.
We call it something else.
Baby money.
Yeah.
Child's
but
benefit.
anyway, he was appealing whether he had to give alimony or not, because the situation was he met up with this girl or woman, and all she did was suck him off. Didn't have sex. She just sucked him off. But then she admitted that she went into the bathroom, spat it out and shoved it up her and got pregnant that way.
No way. Is that real?
And this was a true story. I saw it on a website.
I was going to say, in the Daily Mail.
It was definitely more credible than this Drake story.
Okay.
But then, and she admitted that in court. She was like, yeah, that's what happened. But it's still your baby. You got to give me money. And he's like, no, because I didn't consent to having a child. I didn't even consent to like having sex and
child support. That's what
child support. That's it.
Yeah.
And he lost the court case. He had to pay her child support for I guess 18 years. And
18 years. 18 years.
On his 18th birthday, he found out it wasn't his. But
I reckon Drake's going to start making women gargle hot sauce now after.
That's a smart next step.
That is the smart next step.
Yeah.
I don't even think actually. We said alimony. That's just general divorce money, isn't it? I think it's child support is what we're looking for.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I love the way there's even like the article then goes on. You know, there's people like there's a few memes and stuff. There's quite a funny meme where it's like a girl sort of sat. It's a GIF, and it's like. I don't know what it's from. It's obviously from a film or something, and she's sitting there behind a wall and hears a load of people, and then sort of like laughs when obviously and it's like Drake in the next room when he heard the scream. You know, he'd be there like, and then hearing it, and he'd be like, huh. Like, yeah, got that shit.
Why didn't he just flush the condom?
Yes, that's awful for the environment, and it will contribute to the fatberg.
I mean, he could have just like.
Poured it out, yeah.
But I guess you don't. Who want?
But put it back in his wallet.
I mean, is that worse to do than holding it and squeezing hot sauce? Like it's quite difficult when you think about it. You have to like create an opening.
You have to open it up, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
you
like
blew it up.
It already has an opening.
Yeah, no, it has an opening, but they don't like.
Down,
they sort of fuck about, don't they?
No, you can still just like but the ring at the top still stays open. That doesn't flatten.
If you just
so
hold
you just
it
like
right,
pour it in the ring, and it'll work its way down.
Yeah.
Try and do it. Get one and put some.
We'll do it live.
In Kona.
I love that. And apparently,
sauce.
this is one of the good things. Apparently, for a little while, you know, when like you go on Google and you type "does hot," and the third and the first suggestion was "does hot," and it's chocolate have caffeine. So does hot chocolate have caffeine? The next one down was "does hot sauce kill sperms?" So for a little while, that was apparently the trending Google search term. That's crazy.
So does it actually? I guess it would, right?
I mean, I'm sure
can't
it
be good for
fucks
it.
about of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
you know,
not
you
anymore.
meant
It's
to
about,
have
it's
like
about the
milk or
7th down
something.
now.
You know, you meant to have milk when you have hot sauce. Like if you have something too spicy and it's too much to handle, whatever they say, you have like drink some milk or whatever.
Yeah, that's nonsense, isn't it? Apparently.
Yeah, apparently on when Gordon Ramsay was on Hot Ones, he took like a glazed donut and he said like the sugar and the fat is what helps. I guess.
That's what, yeah.
Just she should have been carrying around a glazed donut if she wants to start, messing around with Drake condoms. Bring a glazed donut that'll counteract it. You can have all the babies you want, love.
Well, apparently
the glazed donut, Tom.
Well, apparently, guys, just in case you're wondering, an expert has chimed in. Dr. Arim Chowdhury in an IOL article. I don't know, it's some sort of thing. It is not an effective spermicidal agent. There is no medical evidence I know of that suggests hot sauce is effective as a spermicidal agent. I strongly condemn the use of any hot sauce or any other or any other condiment as birth control, says Dr. Chowdhury. Yeah, well, I mean, I cannot stress enough that nobody should be using spicy condiments with condoms or any other contraceptive device at all. Whilst many people find introducing food into the bedroom an effective way of spicing things up, hot sauce will not be one of them. Why it is easy to make light of this news, there's a serious message behind it. First of all, hot sauce contains a chemically active component called capsaicinoids, which sets off the same receptors in our brain as those triggered when we are burnt. Areas that come into contact with hot sauce can suffer from serious pain and inflammation. Right? In other words, that would have fucked her up.
Yeah, don't do that.
But
yeah, I bet it was really painful.
There's also like sugar
awful,
and stuff in hot sauce, so you get like a yeast infection out of that shit as well.
Yeah, fuck you up. I think we said this before. Like I've accidentally touched my dick after chopping chilies, and it's like you only made a mistake once, but I think I actually have done it twice.
Yeah,
stupidly.
It's like is it like an exact?
Were you touching your knob after chopping chilies?
Well, no, I went for a piss. So like chopped chilies. Think I've done an effective job washing my hands, but I think the first time I did it, I maybe didn't even really wash them. I wasn't really thinking about it. Went for a
straight
piss.
Away wanking.
Yeah, went for a piss. I've got a friend actually. This is a great I've got a friend moment. That's just reminded me of. He'd cooked dinner for a girl that he met. I think he went down to her or he was at his uni and he met this girl and he had her around for dinner and he said he cooked this really hot chili and they were eating it and then he started fingering her and he didn't fit and she was like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? And then like jumped off and like went to toilet and he was like, yeah, oh shit, didn't wash my hands. And obviously that was the end of that.
Yeah. I was going to say, is that I guess an exacerbated version of when you get a blowjob after she's just brushed her teeth? Do you ever get that?
Is that mad? I never read that.
Like a really minty mouth.
But that's all right.
It's not bad. It's it feels cold.
Yeah,
you know, like
mint. I used to have like mint. You get like mint shower gel, didn't you? And like, you slap that around your balls, and that's quite an experience.
Yeah, like makes your bumhole feel all like cold and tingly.
Yeah, tingly.
What your mate is quite brave anyway, cooking a really hot chili on a date.
I know. He's a fucking idiot though. So
I wouldn't be doing that.
No, it's a bold move, isn't it? Yeah, and then just double stupid. Yeah, didn't. That's I mean, as far as he's not the sort of person that like makes shit up either. So, and it's a bit of a cack story in it to make up about yourself. So.
I burnt this girl on the vagina.
Yeah, like, it's not exactly cool.
Cool.
Right,
so
well, yeah, that's that really.
I sent you guys a picture recently when I was on a trip, went across the country to Bath. Not that far across the country, but you know, it is across. And on the way, I stopped at a service station and I picked up some of these shitty magazines that people read.
Oh yeah, how do you send that? Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess most people know like what's in these shit magazines. I've never actually really taken more than a glance at them on the rack and just thought these look like shit. Who reads these things? So I've got this magazine was 89p, Real People it's called. Some So some of the headlines from the front page here: 58 stone love machine, a trout pout saved my puss, cradle and grave as I buried him. I lost that, but okay, that was not funny. This one also 85p. It's called That's Life. This one's the one I'm actually going to read from. So there's a story. My Cane Dingle lookalike was ploughing a farmyard floozy.
Who's Cane Dingle?
Cane Dingle. So that was actually going to be a story. I might bring it up on another episode. He's from a soap, but I don't know what one. I employ spirits to help me on ghost hunts. There you go. We can read that at some point, maybe.
Yeah, get that one on. Yeah.
Charity shop art scared off spooky squatter. There you go. Look at these are great. And then this one's called Pick Me Up.
Are you sure that I didn't write that magazine?
Yeah. You could well do some journalism for some of these, surely, George. I'd
love to do it.
Yeah.
I would love to even just do the titles, come up with the headlines.
Yeah.
I like how this magazine as well, it's not shying away from what it is. At the top it says the cheapest real life magazine. Why we filmed ourselves having sex. I got a tattoo of my fiance's epic proposal, blah, 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 loads of shit. But the one we're going to read is Mum screamed as I bedded fella 68 at a shelter. She said, that's not what helping the homeless means.
Fuck's sake.
So we go to page 22 of this travesty.
It's pretty romantic. I can see why you chose this one.
Yeah,
it is.
I'm going to enjoy my pickled onion whilst you read this.
It is quite a nice story of romance. So I'm going to send you guys some photos in the WhatsApp of what this couple look like. I couldn't find. Well, I didn't actually look to see if this article is online as well as in this book.
God, I really wish I had a pickled onion now, George.
Yeah, fucking good.
So we've had stories similar to this before.
I might get Lynn to bring the jar in.
There is an age difference there, but he does look like an absolute dude.
He is a dude.
Yeah.
So, an unlikely pair. While she was trying to do good, Connie found something incredible. So, basically, this girl, she's 21 years old, and she started volunteering at a homeless shelter. And it was her first day. She was wiping down tables, and she heard footsteps coming towards me.
First day as well, strong.
Yeah.
Can I just say before you carry on, I like the way you've circled things. It really reminds me of being around my nan's house and circled shows they wanted to watch and stuff.
Yeah. So I've circled all the best bits. How was your day? Asked Herb, one of my colleagues at the homeless shelter. Great, thanks.
Oh, so he's a colleague. He's not like... So they clickbaited me, that's funny, into thinking that it was a homeless person.
It's not so he was homeless at a point, wow. And now he volunteers at the homeless shelter.
Vibe.
He's worked his way up.
Yeah. How was your first day? Great, thanks. I beamed. I love doing my bit to help. While most women my age were partying, at 21, I was doing the opposite. I was in the process of recovery after spending my teenage years struggling with alcohol addiction. So she's been through her own struggles. After getting the help I needed to clean up my act, I realised I wanted to give something back. So I decided to help homeless people. After her first day, she attended a recovery meeting and she bumped into Herb again. So I guess this was at a different location and he just happened to be there.
Yeah.
Are you following me? I joked. No, he laughed. I'm here most weeks. Are you? I asked. Yes, I was once on drugs, he nodded. I was living on the streets and all I could think about was my next fix. Herb was on the streets.
That's a cracking opening line, that.
Yeah. Herb was on the streets and a drug user. I couldn't believe it. He seemed so mature and switched on. It's because he's fucking 60 or whatever.
Yeah.
It didn't fit with my vision of a man hungry, cold and alone, sleeping on pavements. I admire your commitment to recovery, I told him. Before long, I was spending 5 days a week volunteering at the homeless shelter. Many of the homeless people we helped were battling their own addictions. One day I shared my ordeal with some of them. There is help available to you all to get clean, I encouraged. And it goes on. She's basically just trying to tell these homeless people who are addicted to drugs and alcohol and stuff, you know, you can go to rehab, it will help you out. And she's all like, and they're all like, no, this is just my life, you know, a bit down on themselves. And Herb jumps in and says, she's right. I've been clean for 17 years. The revelation shocked me. My brain went click, click, click as I did the maths. If he's been clean for that long, he had to be a lot older than me.
How old did you think he fucking was? Yeah.
Shock.
Because until that point, absolutely
like 24,
shocked.
but really haggard.
Yeah.
For anyone watching, not just on YouTube, on Spotify, we haven't mentioned that yet. anyone who's watching on Spotify, you've already noticed. You are now watching on Spotify rather than listening on Spotify. We now have video on Spotify as well as YouTube. So if you're not listening on either of those platforms,
Spotify,
you can just listen.
You have to watch.
Yeah, no. So when you play it, it opens up the video automatically, and you can just minimize that video, lock your screen, whatever you want to do, and it will just be the audio.
Seamless, switching
now,
from audio to video.
Yeah, so many times we mention, look at this old prick on the screen who's shagging this 21-year-old, and you have to go all the way to YouTube to do that. Now, if you're already listening on Spotify, it's right there.
Seamless.
It's great, seamless. But yeah, so it took Connie a while to realise that this bald, grey-haired, beard, wrinkly old man was old.
Older than her, at least.
Older than her, yeah, a lot older.
He's also wearing a trilby and a flat cap in one of them. So he couldn't look more like an old man who was trying.
Yeah.
But then there is a photo where he's wearing a tracksuit and some Air Max. So, you know.
Yeah, that's after they got together, though, isn't it? She's like
multi-generational.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. They're matching tracksuits there, yeah.
Yeah. But she said that she found herself gravitating towards him. She was in awe of his determination and willingness to help others. He was easy on the eyes too. Tall, dark and handsome. Which, yeah, I can't argue with that. He is tall,
Can't argue
he is
that,
dark.
mate. He is a dude, yeah.
He's
How old
handsome.
is he? Did you say 63 or 68?
He is 65.
65, okay. And she's
Yeah.
23.
Mm-hmm.
21.
21, fucking hell.
Yeah. So, yeah, they started hanging out and eating their lunch together. And she asked, how old are you? And he said, I'm 65. A pensioner. I tried not to spit out my tea. That made him 44 years my senior. It's a big gap in it.
Triple her age. Over triple her age.
Yeah, over triple, yeah. Wow.
Strong.
I paused. Why was I so bothered about his age? She asked herself. Then I realised it was because I fancied the pants off him. I'd never had the hots for an older man before, but was my attraction mutual?
Yes.
So she began flirting with him. She told him that he has an amazing smile. He really did. A full set. It says a full set of pearly whites, but I'd only circled the bit that said a full set. But yeah, he does have a full set of teeth. Whether they're all, they can't all be real.
They can't be. They're
look
too
how
fucking
they're
immaculate.
better than mine.
Great. They are better. They're much better than mine. There's no way they're real.
Yeah.
If they are, I'm fucking.
I reckon he's got a couple of sets.
They're immaculate. Yeah.
Yeah. They're better than hers.
They are better than hers. Yeah.
But yeah, so one evening they were leaving the homeless shelter after a shift, and she noticed Herb standing very close to her. Suddenly, his head was leaning towards mine, and I knew what was coming next. Next moment, we were kissing. I really like you. Oh no, wait, that's her. I really like you, Herb. I told him. I really like you, he said. And from that, and that was that. From then, my feelings skyrocketed. I never made it obvious at the shelter, as I didn't want him to lose his job. Goodbye kisses became more regular occurrence, and before we knew it, we were going home together. This bit's great. Herb stayed fit by patrolling the streets to stop gang violence. And he also loved cycling.
I love it.
That's how he keeps
I wonder if he's
fit.
got an outfit. Patrolling the streets. Whereabouts is this? Does it say where it was?
It doesn't actually, no.
Patrolling the street. It's just...
Not that I noticed, but yeah, he patrols the streets to stop gang violence. That's how he keeps himself active and fit. I don't know at what speed he's patrolling. Like he's just speed walking around like, hey, put down that knife.
This has just got to be complete shit, isn't it? Like, if this is complete shit, do they just go around and they just books two, like, actors, they've gone onto, like, fucking, recruitanactress.com and, and they've hired these people. Like,
must be.
Come on.
Never know.
Don't know. It says here you get up to $2,000 for telling us your story.
Or
Write to us. That's life. Free post.
So this could just be a mate, the guy that he works with. Oh wait, I fucking found her.
Story hotline. We'll reach out. We'll ask him. We'll get him on next episode.
No, it's different. It's a different Connie Cotton.
Anyway, so yeah, he patrolled the streets, stopped gang violence. That kept him fit, and as to no surprise, that he was amazing in the bedroom. She says.
No surprise. They're American. I believe it more now. In my head, I thought they were English for some reason.
Oh, I thought they were English.
Yeah.
They look English.
They do look English, don't they?
They got very English faces.
Yeah. From Charlottesville, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Moved in together within 4 months and got engaged last year. They do look English, don't they?
She looks quite American, I guess.
Does she though?
Yeah.
I mean, now that maybe I know they're American. Yeah, in some they do.
Some pictures she looks more American.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like the tracksuit photo that solidified the English.
Oh yeah,
vibe.
there's one on this article which looks very American, where they're at like a ball game.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a great shagger, and she was Still, I was surprised, very pleasantly so. How are we going to tell people? Just be honest, he says. Breaking the news to her parents was extremely difficult. Herb was 16 years older than my mum and 12 years older than my dad.
Yeah, it would be an awkward one, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so there's a big bit here about her mum, a back and forth between her mum and her dad, just saying, are you sure this is good for you? I don't want you to get hurt. They were concerned. But I think she says here, because she's had such a tough time with her alcohol addiction and such, she, I guess they thought, she seems happy. She's better than she was before, so we'll let her have at it.
Crack on, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you're happy, then we're happy, they said.
Fucking good luck to him.
Also, her pals loved hanging out with Herb. Pals as well. Do Americans say? Oh yeah, they do, didn't they?
But this is an English article.
This is English though, isn't it? Yeah. So they've
it's
anglified
about
it.
an American thing, yeah.
Oh,
but this is written.
Yeah.
It'll be written by some twat in an office in like fucking Swindon, wouldn't it? So
they've had to type it up themselves slightly. They've ripped it entirely off an American article or something.
Okay.
Allegedly a twat in Swindon, I should say.
My pals loved hanging out with Herb. I could listen to your stories all day, smiled one friend. Me too, another agreed. Many of Herb's tales were filled with dark memories of life on the streets and addiction.
But yeah, I bet he's interesting. I bet he's interesting as fuck.
Yeah, he sounds like a sitcom character.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah.
Like it's always sunny or something like that. Yeah.
I also
the streets at night.
Yeah, I also believe that bit more now. When I thought that was England, it's like, what's he doing? What, he's like walking around? Like, he's not doing that, is he? But now it's America. Maybe he might be part of like Fathers for Justice or
it's like Warriors.
Like Warriors. Yeah. America's just like that in my head. Yeah, they just.
So yeah, all of her mates loved hanging out with him. They kept getting comments. I bet she's with him for the money. Definitely a sugar baby. Blah blah blah. They had to learn to get some, to be thick-skinned about it. Don't let it bother you.
He hasn't really got any money, is he? So
I don't think so. Maybe he does now, but I don't know.
They would have said if he was rich, wouldn't they?
Can afford matching Air Max.
Found her on Instagram. They're still together.
Ah,
nice.
There's wedding pictures of them on.
Is
Instagram.
it wedding? Good luck to him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fucking good luck to him.
So that's legit.
Yeah.
We both loved helping people, cooking, cycling, watching films, and our sex life just got better and better.
She does a podcast. Let's get her on.
Oh yeah,
sick.
Herb's heart wasn't the only thing that was big about him.
Does it say that in it?
It does, yeah.
They've added that for salubriousness.
Great word. There's a bit about her flat getting flooded, and they had to move back to their parents, and mum and dad were surprisingly accepting of having Herb moved in. Turns out that Herb and her dad had a lot in common because they're basically the same age and they like the same sports teams. So dad made a new best friend.
That's from something, right? That's from a TV show where it turns out that they get along really well or something. Didn't we speak about this before? How he met
it does seem like a common kind of plot.
It seems like the sort of thing that would happen, yeah. But I actually know a guy that he went out with a much older woman. It was a guy I used to live with. He ended up, after we lived together, he then got with this old woman who was I'm pretty sure about as old as his mum, and fairly similar to his mum, we might have said. But her and his mum, really got on. Because, they were like the same.
Someone
apparently,
we know,
I don't know how well that's true. But.
Someone we know was telling me the other day they went to a wedding for a family friend, and the age gap was like crazy big as well. It was like, I think the guy was in his sort of late 50s and she was younger than me, like early 20s. And this person was at the wedding and they said they had to be on their best behaviour not to make any comments or anything. But like the creepiest thing was that like this guy has known her since she was a kid.
Oh, like that's weird.
Yeah, and like even like during the wedding speech, he was like, "Oh, when I first met her, she was like, came to my jiu-jitsu class or whatever. Like he ran like a jiu-jitsu gym or whatever, and and he was like, oh, it was this many years ago, or I was this age, or something on the lines of like it was this long ago." And he said he looked around and he could see people like thinking like, hold on, like what does that? How does that work? That makes her like 13 or something. Like it's. He showed me a photo of this couple, and they look like dad and daughter at a push, even like granddad and daughter. Like it's
girlfriend or daughter. Put your hands out.
It looks. Yeah, it was awful.
Well, we had someone that I don't think we all worked with, but we would have maybe known at some point, or maybe not. But was married to a much older lady, and his stepson was older than him.
I've heard about it.
I might need a refresher after the podcast.
Yeah, you probably knew him.
But this article ends pretty nicely, really. Basically, he proposed.
The whole thing's pretty nice, isn't it?
Yeah, this ends with them. They hadn't got married yet at the time of this writing, so nice to know that they are now married. He proposed at the time. He was 68 and she was 24. And that is that. That is Connie and Herb.
Big ups. 24 weeks ago.
Yeah. Herb with a big dick. Good at sex, apparently.
We've had 2 out of 2 big dicks.
Yeah.
His surname is Dickerson. Dickerson.
Is it actually?
Very apt.
Yeah. Lol. I hope your story features a big dick.
It better.
George. Yeah.
I think it probably does.
Or we're cutting you off if not.
No, I think it doesn't explicitly mention a big dick, but I think it can be sort of assumed that there's a big old dick involved.
So I'm looking forward to getting through the rest of these magazines. They'll probably be there for months. I'll keep bringing them up.
Excellent. Wait, before you start,
here are the headlines.
I've got just coincidentally got a text message from Lawford, and it's quite romantic. So I thought I'd read it out. It says. It's just out of the blue, by the way.
Lawford, ex-Curios Cast host, if anybody doesn't know.
Yeah, we haven't. I mean, we sort of chat off and on, but I messaged him earlier, but completely unrelated. So just out of the blue, he's just sent me this. It is verifiable that my phallus remain eternally devoid of moisture from the caress of a willing participant's leather-like tongue. Is it so that my cullions are unloved and mistreated like an unwanted child? Why is it so, Robert?
Cullions.
What's cullions? He's basically saying, "Why aren't you sucking me off?" But he's thought about that, and he's like got the thesaurus out.
That's there's a lot of effort going into that. I saw him earlier. He looked like he was thinking pretty hard. It must have been what it was.
What is Cullions?
I reckon he's really
work?
chuffed with that. I reckon.
I bet
He's Cullions balls.
I can imagine him just laughing. Testicle, his testicle. French Middle English, borrowed from the old French collion. Brilliant. He's definitely laughing at himself to that, isn't he?
He actually listened to one of our most recent episodes.
Did he?
Yeah, he sent a screenshot of the YouTube video. He said he enjoyed it.
Nice.
Unbelievable.
Go on, George. What's your
He should come
big
back
dick
on
story?
at some point, shouldn't he?
He did say he'll come back on. He's got a new microphone.
He has.
Yeah.
Much better than yours, George.
Not as good
Incorrect.
as
Have you
mine
not
or
heard
Rob's.
the audio volume over the past couple of weeks? I'm sure that this one will now be subpar, but I'm taking steps. Okay, I've got 2 pillows here now instead of Sans pillow. Right. Anyway, so I can't remember how long ago we spoke about this guy. It's quite a while ago, but this is. Do you remember the Kazakhstani bodybuilder who married a sex doll?
Yes. Yeah,
Yes,
I
I
follow
do.
him on
Long
Instagram.
time
Of course you do.
So his name was Yuri Tolochko. Yuri Tolochko. He was like the really hairy guy, like just obscenely hairy.
Yeah, he was fucking jacked.
I don't remember
as
his
well.
hairiness, but I remember the sex doll.
Yeah, so he'd married, fallen in love with this sex doll. The title of this article is "Man Says Meat Diet Lets Him Have Sex 5 Times a Day with Animal Passion." So this is a bit of an update. So last time that we spoke about Yuri, he'd married one of his sex dolls. However, since then, he's broken up with that sex doll.
Oh, no.
They had a falling out.
Shame.
And he's since married
Falling out.
2 sex dolls. So a couple.
Well,
Oh,
there you go.
nice.
So he's got he's now in a polyamorous relationship, I guess is the correct
Yeah.
phrase.
I guess so.
He's also, in
Has
the
he-
time since we've last... Sorry, go ahead.
You said he's married them both,
He's married them, yeah.
but I thought polygamy is illegal. Where is he? I didn't know you could marry 2 people. I mean, you can't
Well, I
really
guess
marry. You
maybe they're
can't
getting
really
around with
marry
it because
Can you really?
because they're not technically people.
Yeah, can
Not
you really
real.
marry an inanimate object? We always say. Well, I think we said this before, didn't we? Like, where are these people getting married? Like, in what? in what? How is this recognised? It's not. It's not. Is it? Is it just like
maybe there must be some sort of obscure Kazakhstani religion?
Is it like you say you got married in school? Like you'd have that, and you'd have like be like, I'm marrying such and such, and then you'd have like someone come over and pretend to be a priest or.
I think the trick is just to not look into it that much, Rob.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. What am I thinking?
So his first sex doll was called Margot. However, he split. And then in between marrying these 2 current
Now Margon.
lucky ladies, Margon, he fell in love with an ashtray. So he
Haven't we all?
Yeah, haven't we all? So it wasn't like
I bet. Wait for it. I bet it was smoking.
So when I first read this, I thought it was like one on a table, like a little glass ashtray. The old ones.
That's what I
pub or
assumed.
whatever.
Yeah. That's what I'm picturing.
But it's a it's like one that you'd see in a
Like in a furnace
outside a
or
club
something?
or something.
Oh.
It's like a standing ashtray.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right. Okay, that makes more sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's more to
So-
it. You can. Yeah, go on.
He met the ashtray in a club,
Right. Well, as you do.
and so
Is
this
there pictures
before
of the
they-
ashtray?
Yeah, can we see?
There are pictures. I'll
Did
share
you
it with you.
meet it in the club?
In the smoking
So yeah,
area.
he
I
just
met,
guess.
outside.
met it in a club, obviously in the smoking area.
Okay.
And he.
It's a good place to meet
had
someone,
plans-
though, to be fair, because it's hard to chat inside the club. So
Yeah.
most of that sort of
very
stuff
true.
happens in the smoking area.
Yeah.
Do you reckon the conversation's pretty good with an ashtray?
Well, it'd certainly be easier outside than it would inside, anyway. At least.
Yeah,
very
probably a
true.
good listener at least.
Yeah. So he.
Oh, I do remember this guy.
he-
He's fucking jacked. Yeah.
Yeah.
like mental. So this guy equipped the ashtray with an artificial vagina so he could make love to it.
Oh.
He said, I wanted to touch it, smell it. I love its brutal scent, the touch of metal on my skin. It's really brutal.
It's brutal scent. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Whoa.
yeah.
But that is not the main topic of today's story. That was just his in between Margot and his new relationship. He had a little fling with an ashtray, but it's since gone cold. He's sort of got over that. He's entered into a polyamorous marriage with two younger models, Luna and Lola. And now he's decided to share his bedroom habits and revealed he has sex up to 5 times a day.
My guy.
Yeah. Although he says later in the later in this article that if his wives aren't in the mood, he simply masturbates between 3 to 8 times a day.
If his wives aren't in the mood, that's fucking level, isn't it?
So I wonder, is he saying, is he having like a conversation saying, no, I don't want it today? Oh, okay. Now, are they wanking for me?
Oh, yeah, I didn't even consider the fact that, like, they're not real. Like when you said, when they're not in the mood, he has a wank. And I was just genuinely like right, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll send you the link to this article as well, so you can see the pictures of Luna and Lola, his new wives. He says, in a bloat of a January, he says his secret to his sexual energy is eating meat. In a bloat
of a January. Well, I mean, we can see that it definitely is a big blow to Veganuary, knowing that this guy smashes his sex.
Take that.
He is pretty ripped.
But I'm not sure I believe it. There's a picture down that looks a little bit suspicious.
Which one?
Like the one where he's in like the yellow and black sort of Speedos.
Oh, yeah.
Batman thong.
And he looks like, I don't know, man. Something the way his body looks there is slightly off.
Yeah, that one does look a little bit...
It looks a bit false, doesn't it?
Photoshopped, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He's also got the most aggressive nipples I've ever seen.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that. They're mental.
He's got them pierced.
Yeah. Is that what's like
mental.
Jacking them
I
up?
think so. But,
nice Christmas picture there. Very lovely.
His abs have what's going on, like the Spartans in 300, where they just use makeup to like paint them on. It's almost like he's like shaved his belly hair to like look like abs almost.
Corona hairy bit random. Yeah, it looks silly.
I love it.
I mean,
he says he's regular diet.
Better looking than me.
I mean, even in that bottom bit,
better head of hair than him, I reckon.
Yeah, just about.
It's all that testosterone. It's like flown out at the top of his head. He hasn't got any hair left. So he says his secret is a regular diet of chicken, steak and fish, and it sparks an animal passion in the bedroom amid his complicated life.
That's his secret.
The pansexual recently divorced his sex doll wife, Margot, to enter into a polyamorous marriage with 2 younger models. When I eat meat, sex has a different energy. It's more animalistic, Yuri said. I think my wives enjoy dirty sex. I eat the right amount of meat and it makes me have better orgasms than when I just eat vegetables.
This is just like a confusing levels of like... what, is this like... Is this paid for by the meat industry? Probably not.
He does offer a balance though, Rob.
Go on.
He says, if you eat too much and do not get the balance right or overdo the protein, it will affect potency. But for me, it's great. So he's offering some...
Potency meaning like Drake levels of non-hot sauce semen. Does that mean by potency? Or does he mean like...
I guess maybe he means his performance. And maybe also the...
Because when I think potency, I'm thinking the fucking strength of me swimmers, potency.
Yeah. Well, maybe his would be a little bit more resistant to hot sauce.
It's like if anyone's...
tough shit, yeah.
Like our... one of our colleagues, Joe Rogan, he also talks about how like meat affects him mentally and physically, and there's that clip of him where he's on stage with a few other comedians and he's talking about eating elk, or Bill Burr says, I had some elk.
He's talking about eating elk, was he? I've never seen him mention that before. He can't be.
and Bill Burr says about eating some elk, and Joe like interrupts and he's like, did it make you feel more aggressive? And Bill Burr's like, no. He's like, you fucking maniac. And he like probably just rips into him for being like a fucking meathead maniac. Like, no, eating elk doesn't make me more of an aggressive person.
We know someone who eats a lot of meat that listens to the podcast, so maybe he can offer some push-up pull.
Push up Paul, yeah.
Oh yeah, meat in a jar.
Push up Paul if you're listening. Let us know if you think.
I'm sure he does think that.
Increased potency.
Yeah, but inevitable vegan future can possibly counter that.
Yeah.
So we can have a little.
We've got like a little masturbate going on.
Well, we'll get him to have a fight and see who wins. Will it be Push Up Paul or inevitable vegan future?
Well, Push Up Paul used to put me on the fridge and in bins, so I think he's got the edge. I think. Right. Well, I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm looking at the ashtray still. So yeah, I've told you about his. What he does if his wives aren't in the mood. He masturbates 3 to 8 times a day. Yep. I don't know what constitutes whether they're in the mood or not.
I also love the range on that. You know, like 3 to 8. Like, when we're talking masturbation, that's quite a range. Like 3, I'd go.
It's already. Well, okay. 3's already quite high.
3's already pretty fucking high, yeah. But I'd be like, but I'm like doable. 8.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Come on. Yeah, with your meals, yeah. With your 8, man. Fuck off. Like, that's on levels of we were talking about, like, friends that masturbated the most times in one day at school, and you'd go like...
Yeah. Like, you're actually trying. Like, you can only do that if you're trying to wank as much as possible.
Yeah. Like, there's not enough hours in the day.
What was your mate did it, didn't he? What was his record that you remember you speaking about ages ago, Tom?
I don't know a record for the amount. I told a story about when I was on, when I had a day off and all my mates were at school or something, and it was when I was at work experience, and I finished at like 9 in the morning and they were still all working, so I just wanked all day because there was no one on Xbox to talk to. But I was like 14. So
you did 14?
Yeah.
No. What, you had 14 wanks?
No, I was 14.
Oh, I thought you did 14. Oh, so how many did you do?
I can't remember. I remember the first one being great, and I'm going to do this all day. Yeah. And then I got a few in, and then each one just gets a bit worse and worse, but you're still kind of enjoying it. Or like you're pushing through to the end because you know it'll be a bit good. And
brilliant.
I don't know. I probably didn't get probably about 8, maybe less. But like once people started coming on Xbox, I put that to the side.
On Xbox.
Yeah, I came. Yeah, but
I think I've said this. I think my friend's record. I have to double check, but I swear he said it was like 11 in a day or something stupid, which is a lot.
He's probably still recovering. He's still replenishing to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a story. Like I've said it to you before about one of my mates at school that. He came in one day and was like, "You never guess what, guys?" He goes, "I had a 3.5 hour wank last night," and he was saying it like we were going to be really impressed. And we was like, "What the fuck, man? That's weird. Just get it over and done with." Is that why you weren't on Call of Duty last night? Fucking hell! He just 3.5 hours. He sat and enjoyed himself for.
It would have been worse if he'd said, "No, I was." But you know,
he was
one hand on the controller, one hand on the.
I genuinely used to play Xbox with like a group of guys, and one of them, he would just like mute his mic for a while and be like, "Oh, I'm going to go have dinner or something," or he would just say like, "Oh, I need to go have a shit," and he'd mute himself for about 10 minutes or so, and then just unmute himself and be like, "Oh, I'm back," and he would say, "I had a wank," and we're like, "Oh, okay, like whatever." But then he would start talking about things that we had discussed while he wasn't there. And we're like,
That's good.
Did you take your headset off? He's like, well, I took it off one ear, and like, so he would have like his porn in one ear with like his phone headphones, and then he'd have like his gaming headphones on the other ear, and he's still listening to us because he doesn't want to miss out on all the banter and that. So he's listening to us on Xbox, and then but also having a wank, and then he just sort of like, I guess, sits up, unmutes, and he's like, "All right, where's this guy?" Yeah.
Wow. Having a social orgasm.
Yeah. He's married now.
I wonder if I think
he's married now. I hope someone told that story at his wedding. Wholesome best man story there.
Rob, I've just looked further down. Yuri did originally adhere to a vegetarian diet.
Oh, right. But it wasn't
he tried a vegetarian lifestyle when he was 25, which he claims made him more flexible between the sheets.
More flexible? What does that mean? Like,
but not as virulent though. Is that his struggle?
That's what he's saying. And then he switched to a meat-based diet, mostly for bodybuilding purposes. He also said
He needs to watch
weird
Game
at the end.
Changers, mate. He needs to watch Game Changers.
He says, I noticed that my skin was, well, this was obviously a while ago when he was 25. He's 37 now. It's not that long ago, is it? I guess 12 years, 11 years. Yuri said, I noticed that my skin was different when I was a vegetarian. I can't say that the skin was better or worse. So it's just like a non-quote. And I noticed that my body was more flexible. Yeah, I also felt lightness and energy. Apparently the body spends a lot of energy on digesting meat.
So I've heard that before.
He sort of shot himself in the foot at the end there, saying that he felt more energy when he was a vegetarian, but it's more sexual energy.
He's just full of more, more full of jizz.
Yeah.
All that comes slowing him down now.
Yeah.
Well, that's why he gets it out 8 times a day.
Yeah, I guess so.
3 to 8.
3 to 8, yeah. I have a feeling that like maybe it's free when he gets to have sex with one of his dolls. If one of them's in the mood, say in the morning, then he'll probably only wank about 3 to 4 times throughout the day. But if neither of them are in the mood throughout the whole day, then that's got to be an 8 wanker.
I'm not sure about your 3 to 4 there, Tom. I'd say more like 1 to 4 is a better is a better estimate.
Oh, really?
Just based on their fucking ludicrous 3 to 8. 1 to 4, you know, you need a wide range.
He hasn't got to worry about hot sauce in the condom with these two, I don't think, though. I don't think they're sneaking behind his back. They seem kind of loyal.
They do seem loyal.
Oh, yeah.
These hoes ain't loyal.
So that's it. That's Yuri Tolochko. Obviously, it's good to always revisit a little topic, have a repeat guest on the pod.
I'd say, how would you rate the stories from most romantic to least romantic?
I mean, the Drake one's got to be the most romantic.
It's pretty romantic, isn't it? Yeah.
I think the most romantic part about it was the description of the act.
It was pretty romantic. Yeah. Sucking at the titties was good.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Hitting it from behind, obviously.
Hitting it from the back. Hit it from the back.
From the back,
yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
Hit it from the back.
I can't remember what yours was, Tom. What was yours?
My one.
No, the most romantic's got to be Herbie.
That actually was the most romantic. Yeah, that actually was
genuinely romantic. I guess I didn't really expect it to be because I literally was reading through it 2 minutes before we started recording, so I thought this could be funny. Oh, old guy, how fucking weird. Because we had that funny story before. I think you brought it, Rob. It was maybe you did.
I did. I do remember. Yeah, really like kissing them. And there was a video, and it went in levels, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a young guy who just loves older birds. Yeah, and there was that clip where it says, and
he was through a lot of money. He was.
Yeah, he'd been through a fair few.
He wasn't monogamous.
No, I think maybe he'd found. I think at the end, maybe he found one that he was happy with.
No, I think the article was all about them, but I think he'd been through. I think he was still with a couple. I think, but they only really mentioned her. Like,
okay, because there was that funny quote. I can't remember exactly how it goes, but it's like something about sleeping with older women. He goes, I sleep with lots of older women, and one could be your mum.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah, you better watch out because it might be your nan next. That's how it was.
I love it. Speaking of romantic, just to close us out, when I was researching what to bring, I was looking at Deirdre
classic
submissions.
Oh yeah.
There's some funny ones that we could probably spend a whole episode talking about them, but this one was. It made me laugh, and it's quite a romantic act, I think. So this is, I caught my 6-year-old son looking at something disgusting on the computer. It feels like we've both let him down. My husband and I are 36 and have been married for 8 years. Our son is the love of our lives. I thought he was watching cartoons, but when I saw what was on the screen, I froze. I don't know how to say this, but he was watching girls pooing on people and then eating it. I turned it off straight away and told him that it wasn't a very nice thing to watch.
What?
We've put in parental controls, but I feel like I've let him down badly by being too lax. Deirdre says, don't beat yourself up. And that's it. Brilliant. But, you know...
Was that 2 girls, 1 cup?
Is that all it says, literally?
Don't beat yourself up.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up.
Why do people bother writing to these things? Like, if they actually want genuine advice, and they're looking through every day, every week to see has Deirdre replied. Oh, don't worry, don't beat yourself up. Okay.
But what a romantic act, pooing on someone and eating it. That is true love.
That's funny. Well, if you give a poo on someone, you better eat it after.
Yeah, well, they're referring to Two Girls, One Cup, do you think?
Yeah, probably.
Or there are many.
There's probably loads of. Yeah. Well, as they said, they thought he was watching cartoons. Do you reckon it was like an animated Two Girls, One Cup?
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe he just said, "Can I watch cartoons on the iPad?" And then.
Also, in Two Girls, One Cup, I don't think they poo on each other, do they? They poo in the cup.
No, it's in like a cup.
Hence the one cup.
Yeah.
Maybe I think they start like pouring it out on each other and like spitting it back out on each other and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, it is grim.
Yeah, it is grim, yeah.
What's mad is that there's like so many like more grim, disgusting videos than that on the internet, but that was like the one that was just the meme. That was like the reference. Like it was always Two Girls, One Cup.
Because it had that, wasn't it? At the time, it was.
Yeah, and it was also
being shared and.
Well, it was also like it wasn't. It's horrible, but it ain't like sadistic and like criminal and like you
I think
could
good
film,
branding as well.
Yeah, and you could film like exactly. The branding was good, and you could film like your nan's reaction to it.
Yeah.
Like they'd be like, "What the fuck's wrong?"
And it had the people recognised the music as well, didn't they? Like the music, like you would. You'd see a video of someone watching it for the first time. You could hear that music, and
I forgot about that. Yeah, it was like, it was like some proper like porno music, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's good. Oh man, I haven't watched that for maybe. No, I'm not. I was going to say,
oh man, I'm going to go and watch that.
I was thinking, maybe I need like a refresher just to see. Is it as disgusting as I remember, or was it just because I was 10 years old or something?
God, you was that young. Fuck me.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember when it was.
Yeah, he probably was. But I remember like the one I remember the most like being the funniest because it was reaction videos is what ended up being like the thing, wasn't it, about it? And it being like someone showing their nan and her just being like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Like Roger, whatever his name. What the fuck am I watching? Like, the reaction videos were the best thing about that.
That must have created YouTube reaction videos, surely. That must have been like
to be fair, that was probably one of the first reaction videos I saw. Yeah, that's a good point.
We'll start a reaction channel, but we only react to Two Girls, One Cup in
just over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
Well, that was episode 69 of the Curios Cast. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Hope you and your partner have, sat back and tossed each other off while listening to us. That'd be exactly how we want you to spend your Valentine's Day.
Failing that, enjoy a nice pickled onion together.
Yep.
Sharing is caring. And if you care about a special someone, pickled onion, can't go much wrong with that.
Can't go much wrong with that.
Can't
really
go
make
much
one
wrong with that.
onion now. I'm going to get one.
Can't go much wrong with that.
No. Thanks for listening. Join us next week for episode 70. That was episode 69 of the Curios Cast. 69.
Cunnilingus.
69. Nice.
All right.